Hey, it's me, Tim, and today we are getting back to work on Dan's Fujigen. I have it right here on the bench, and you can see that it's all polished up pretty nice. See, this neck pocket here is pretty cruddy. It's been hacked away at by whoever, a few times. I put a little bit of super glue there to sort of glue down this peeling veneer. This is all uneven, and it's also slanted like this a little bit, so when the neck goes in, it's actually the high E string is lower. The neck pocket is pretty loose, so I've been thinking about a few ways to address this. From simple to complex, like the people before had gotten in here with a chisel, and that's always an option. The other thing I was thinking about doing was building a router sled that would sit over the guitar out of, some plywood or whatever, and then I could drop a router in and actually just go and clean this all up with the router by following a template hole. And if I built this box sort of over the guitar because of the arch tops and the pickups and stuff, I could probably even just leave everything together with a long enough router bit. But there's a lot that can go wrong with that too. It gets a little scary, so I'm going to stick with my less is more for now. And the first thing I'm going to do is, you can see that I have access all the way up to here in this neck pocket, where I can just sand. So I can start by sanding all of this flush and then figure out the best way to go in and get this where I want it. And I also want it to be a little bit higher on the inside than out here, because I want the neck to go in at an angle. So that works in my favor, that if I'm sanding down here, I'm lowering this half, and then I just have to make that transition smooth. So we'll start there. Well, actually, pretty even now, 0.91. So I'm pretty even right across here already, but you can see I have this lump here I need to get out, and then obviously the inside. You can see how that looks a little bit better already, but it's still a little bit wavy there. So I'm going to just sort of make that look straight to the eye, because that's probably as important as having it be straight. What's that? What's that?
Hi.
What is that?
It's me.
Switching to a 120 grit now. And I think that's looking pretty good.
It's beautiful.
Now you can see this side is, I got a rock in there still, of course, but you can see that that's looking pretty good right there. But then on this side, we got a little bit of a bow there still. I think it's hard to show you. See there? We gotta make that look a little straighter, because I was sanding heavier on this side to lower it down. And then obviously we have this little bit of rock and roll happening there, but it's better than it was already. We're getting there. Pretty close now. We still got some low spots here, which we might just have to live with. I might fill those in with a little epoxy or something. So that looks much better in there now. It's pretty smooth and flat. I might put a little epoxy to fix some of these cracks in here. And then I've cut these extra pieces of veneer to make a shim. You can see how easy it is to have this neck go slightly crooked and make the strings not usable. So it has to really push in this direction. Right now I have one screw in holding it up, and I'm trying to just pivot it on that one screw in my new hole to where I think it's going to line up right, and then I'll clamp it and screw another one in. So our bridge is there. You can see how easy it is to be wrong. I think I want to go right about there. That's pretty good. So I have just one screw in right now. So with just a little bit of tension on the strings and the bridge in basically the rough position, this looks like those strings are both going to fit on the neck as is. And so I just clamped it down. I think that should be the right angle to work. And now I'm fairly certain that Dan said he bought this bridge. I sincerely doubt it's original to the instrument if he didn't buy it. The string width at the bridge is just a little bit over 2 inches. 2.07 I'm getting right now. And you see the width of the neck here is also like about the same, about 2.07, 2.09. So of course we're a little closer in and the strings are getting a little tighter down as we go, but you can see that they're really, really close to the edge of this guitar, and I'm not sure if that's going to cut it. Because of the string spacing being tight, is I could re-notch these saddles and actually make my own string spacing. I could just bring in the outer ones just a little bit, and then I could just shift the next ones off a little bit too, you know. So there are options to deal with non-traditional neck widths and string spacing and whatnot. I hope you're enjoying this story so far, and I wanted to let you know that there's a lot more to it and other stories over at patreon.com/TimSway. This is a shorter version of the full version over there, which has no ads, more voiceover, and more steps and more information about the process that's happening. So if you're into that stuff and you want to learn more, this is a great place to go. This is something new I'm trying this year. I'm trying to get out from underneath the crushing grindstone of the algorithms and the sponsored content sort of matrix that is existing on the internet now by putting it more in our hands. Of course I need to still be here to find you, but the thought is to sort of just, you know, I don't need to show this stuff to hundreds of thousands of people, just the people that really enjoy it, and I hope that you're one of them. And if not, and you want to continue to watch it here, that's fine too. There's nothing wrong with that. And I will continue to do content here as well as sponsored content here with some of my partners that I love and have worked with for years. I probably won't pick up any new ones though. So, all right, back to the show. It's actually, now that it's under tension, it's starting to become a little more playable than I thought it was going to be. I've got it playing, but it plays like crap. The fingers, or the neck, is too skinny for this bridge, and there's all sorts of fret buzz and issues and stuff, so now we just got to make it play good. I did notch the bridge a little bit differently to set the strings a little tighter together, and we're playing pretty good. I have a couple shims in here right now, and the action is still a little higher than I want it to be, so that means that with this, because the bridge is all the way lowered, I need to make this angle even more rakish and angled up even more to get the action down low so I can set it up right. And I don't want to just keep stacking shims up in this pocket. So I had that shimmed up 3 pieces of veneer thick, which is 0.1 inches, and then it's sloped down to here. So I want to be even higher there. I used the sanding block I created, and I just made this block here of hardwood to make an angled block of wood that I can then put in there. So it'll start at 0 down here and go up to now. I could probably glue this down, but I'm not going to right now in case I need to make some changes. But let's try that out. Just about there. I've got the action set pretty low. It's actually a little too low right now, probably, which is good. That means I have room to raise it up. And I just went and played through all the frets. I found this nut. I had this. I inherited this box of nuts. They're all just like kind of cheap plastic ones, but I found one that I popped in there. I had to sand it down a little bit. The whole guitar is just like a little bit out of alignment. Like I feel like the bridge should be here, but then this isn't lined up right to do that, and the neck isn't lined up right to do that. Put new notches in a couple of these saddles to get the strings closer together and to fit over the neck, so it's all playing pretty good. I mean, it's never going to be a real ES 335, right? And then I have a couple frets here where I have some buzzes. I can see like there's a slight high spot right here. I was going to go through and like crown all the frets, and this fret's really high, and then there's like one right here that's kind of high. I was going to go through and do the whole frets, but I'm not going to because they are so low right now. I'm afraid to take much more off, so I'm only going to just touch the ones that need to be touched and then clean those up and just really try to do as little as possible here because there's just not a lot of fret there, and I'm not refretting it. Just not. I mentioned when I ordered the spring for this wang bar that it was a little tall, I thought, and I thought that the arm sat up high. I thought I would have wanted to see it sit more like here, but after having it on and playing it for a while, it kind of makes sense where it is with this sort of archtop body and the way it wants to be used with this guitar, so I'm leaving it like that. I kind of like it. I thought it'd be fun to set up right next to the amplifier to really play with the feedback that these hollow bodies kind of give you. And this is like a true hollow body archtop. It's not a semi-hollow. There's no core in here with the floating bridge, so it really kind of feeds back and has a unique sound. It's playing pretty good. I'm happy with the action. You know, it's never going to be a real ES or anything like that, but it plays pretty well. I wish it sat a little bit straighter. I mean, I guess I might tinker with it a little more to see if I can get it to just sit a little straighter, but that floating bridge really floats, and this tailpiece and this neck are just not lined up right. What are you gonna do, you know? It's a lot of fun, and I hope Dan enjoys it, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you very much, and again, go over to Patreon if you want to see more about this. I'll see you there. All right, be good.